Good morning on this terrific Tuesday, and welcome to In the Moment with Courtier Kuzan, where we're here to inform, inspire, and motivate you to be a positive agent of change. Folks, I want you to connect with us and reach out across social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you name it, we're on there. Connect with us at In the Moment with CourtierKuzan.com and our website, that's In the Moment with CourtierKuzan.com. And of course, folks, as I said before, when you go to the website, I've got a free gift that's waiting for each and every one of you of my book that's entitled A Relationship Created by Impossible. And it's specifically written to show you how to get through those rough patches in your personal life and in your professional life. Again, A Relationship Created by Impossible on In the Moment with CourtierKuzan.com. Also, reach out to us at the station at local number 318-484-2500 and toll free 877-464-2500. We're looking forward to having your calls come in, and we have again in the studio our very special guest, Mel Smith, who's coming to speak to us again about mentoring. How you feel, Mel?
I feel pretty good, feeling pretty good. Glad to be back. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I mean, we had some really great turnout yesterday. Social media was blowing up with the responses of what we were talking about yesterday. People are definitely saying it's a topic that needs to be addressed. And, on this second portion, and how I told Mel, I just felt that it needed to go over into a second day, because you really just cannot exhaust the topic of mentoring as far as like with kids, and actually how it even comes into play with adults. Yes, so, Mel, I'm going to just go ahead and bring it on over to you. But I know we touched on a lot of things, and, a lot of people really don't see how sports can actually help in that mentoring process. And since your background is really in the realm of basketball, why don't you touch a little bit on how basketball and mentoring really goes hand in hand?
Okay. Like I said about basketball, I think more than anything, it's a tool, that we use to kind of connect with these kids and build relationship with these kids. A lot of them come in to learn, and they're looking to grow and expand their game. But it's important, because to be a good basketball player, or I say to even be a great basketball player, it takes certain characteristics and certain qualities that you have to possess. And it just so happens that those same characteristics and qualities are the same things that you need to become a productive and successful young man or young woman as well. So that's why we believe it kind of goes hand in hand.
Awesome, and I mean that's very, very true. And like I said, Mel is in the realm of basketball. My background is football, and believe me, it actually took. A lot of people say, man, you go to these two-a-days, you go to working out, you go to running, you do all of this stuff, and what's the point of it? But it actually teaches you not only endurance of the body, but endurance of the mind, and helps your spirit, because how many times as we as parents have actually been in a situation to where it seemed like we're at our wits' end and we didn't know what to do when it came to the area of our kids, of trying to seek where to find help in the area of mentoring and finding the appropriate role model for our children. And it's like we didn't have the endurance to actually go on. And Mel, as well as I do, that's the enemy's plan anyway,
yes,
just
sir.
to wear us out.
Yes, sir.
Just to wear us out.
Physically and mentally. That's what he attacks, especially in the mind. And that's why we feel like basketball is a great tool to use, because whether it's in life or whether it's in sports, like you spoke about in football, you have to develop a spirit of perseverance. And a lot of times you don't know how far you can really go until you're pushed to those levels. Once you're pushed to those levels, you realize you can go further than you even thought you can go. It's really just a wall, that's meant to break through.
That's it. And a lot of times, like you said, that's a wall that's meant to be broken through.
Yes, sir.
Folks, let me listen to me. I'm just go ahead and I'm gonna bring it out right now. Many of the walls that you possibly have that are in front of you, or let me rephrase that, the supposed walls that you have in front of you are self-imposed walls. And it's amazing in how a lot of people, they have these self-imposed walls, and actually, Mel, they look for individuals to actually say, let's just say, for whatever reason, say you had this guy you had a beef with all of your life, and then all of a sudden, you have this wall or this self-imposed wall in your life, and you use that individual as the reason why you got that wall in your life. I mean, that guy doesn't care about you, 2 ways from Adam, but yet you're still holding on to something that happened, I don't know, 10, 20, however many years ago, and that being your quote-unquote excuse of why you're not allowing your life to progress.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, just because of what I see of what you've been doing with the kids, it's that, a lot of these kids, and, just because of how I said on yesterday, they come to you and you look at them on like an equal footing, is they just really want someone to actually believe in them.
Yes, sir. That plays an important role, and we can see it, from the first time we meet a kid.
Mm-hmm.
We can kind of tell where he's at or where she's at, and we know how to proceed moving forward, just like you say, just from having that first conversation with them, or just making them laugh for the first time. Or like I say, we like to share things about ourselves to kind of get the kid comfortable, and then we just start to grow and build from there. With the basketball thing, we use a thing called an evaluation form, and basically what it is we put the kid through a series of tests, while we grade them. A series of workouts while we grade them. And we grade them pretty tough on it, because it's similar to what the college coaches will use and the professional coaches, and we kind of grade them tough. And then afterward, we sit down with the parent and with the kid, and we kind of explain, why they got the grade that they got, and how we're going to help them improve it over a 2-week span, a 4-week span, a 6-week span, and so from that first initial workout, the kid sees that we not only believe in them, but we also will help them and push them to be better, to be greater. We're their biggest fans, but we're also their biggest critics at the same time.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And folks, if you didn't really get that, I mean, it sounded simplistic and straight to the point, but this is what I actually heard from that, is that they're not setting the kids up for failure, thinking that, hey, as long as you just simply try, then the world's just going to bow down to you. Okay, it's going to take a whole lot more than just one effort, one time of doing something. I mean, basically, if you didn't get that, what Mel and his associates are actually doing with these kids, okay, they are actually letting them know that, hey, this isn't something that you just show up and everybody just gets this feel-good trophy of participation, okay? This is something where we're going to let you know that even in the process of you being better, sometimes you still have to go through the school of hard knocks.
Yes, sir.
And, my thing is, just like I've told so many people, the point in time that you get real with your kids and you get real with your kids in love, you will begin to start seeing that transformation. And I love it. They actually do it, and they have it in a structured sense, to actually not only let the kids know how important this is, but let the parents know how important this is.
So that's why we invite, during the workouts, the only people that are allowed in the gym are the parents. You can't bring your friends or your cousins, or it's just parents and grandparents, and all the people allowed in the gym during workouts. And because we want the parents to connect. We want them to see. We want them not only to be in there cheering on, but also there for support as well for the kid, and to see the actual improvement.
Right.
That's one of our goals, is to be the best at what we do, and so we love for the parents to see the progression. We want you to see where the kid's at when we first get him. We want you to see where he's at as he progresses.
Yes.
So it's very important.
Yeah, I would even go as far as, I'm sitting here listening to you as you're saying this, but it would actually say that not only are you working and training the kids, but, I see God actually using that you're working and training the parents at the same time.
Wow.
That's exactly what I just got from that.
Wow.
To where a lot of parents don't know how to actually relate and reach their kids, and then so they're looking at what you're doing with the kids, and they're like, wow, that actually works, and then they try to incorporate that, outside of the gym facility. I mean, because, God just brought something back to me. It's something a coach actually used with me off the gridiron, and how he actually, I was always wondering, why was this guy on me so hard in school, but he was doing the same thing off the field that he was doing on the field,
sir.
just because he knew I would respond to it.
Sir.
And so I see that's a key point to where guys are actually using you to actually train these parents that, let's just be real with it, they had no inclination of what it was to be a mentor or role model or a proper parent. So man, I have to really applaud you on that.
Yes, that's my first time kind of realizing that as well.
I mean,
Wow.
that's a revelation.
It is.
That's a revelation that we have there. So look, we're about to go ahead into taking this break, but I tell you, if you didn't realize that you're in your moment right now, and when we come back, we're going to be touching more on this subject matter to really open your eyes to what exactly it is to go into proper mentoring for our kids. You're in your moment. Welcome back to In the Moment with Courtier Kuzan. Folks, we excited about our mentoring segment that we have going on in here today. We're excited to have Mel Smith of Bucket Getters Association back in the house with us today. Hey, what you say about that, Mel?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glad to be back.
And folks, we're looking for you to actually call in with your comments or your questions or maybe some even possible suggestions. Reach out to us at our local number, 318-484-2500, or toll free at 877-464-2500. I tell you, it's exciting up in here today, and God just dropped a big nugget in our spirits right before we went to the break about how what Mel's doing over there with these kids, it's basically training many of the parents in how to be the right type of parent and also how to be the right type of role model to their kids. I mean, Mel, what do you really, I know guys really giving you more about that, so you want to just go ahead and touch a little bit more on that for us.
It was kind of a funny thing you said it, and when you said it, it kind of brought me back into a thought process that I had began to think about, just noticing, through conversation with parents and while the kids are working out or afterwards or something like that, we kind of really connect and touch bases on where the kid is at and where we're trying to get him to as a group. It's like we become a team as well.
Yes.
And I always said that we want to kind of mimic or kind of impose what the parent is already teaching in the home.
That's good.
We don't want to go against anything the parent is already teaching or what they are trying to instill in their kids. We actually want to help them achieve that. And so we believe it's based off balance as well. As a coach, our role changes with each individual kid. For some kids, the parents are kind of tough and they're hard on them. So in that case, we then as coaches we become kind of the friend role. We take on the friend role. We take on the encouraging role. Mm-hmm. We take on the pick me up role. And then some parents, they want us to be the disciplinary,
mm-hmm.
And so we take on the tough role. We take on the criticizing role, where we get the kid in and we kind of are a little bit tough on them, a little bit harder on them, because we feel like that we have to give the kid that balance that he or she needs, So we work mm-hmm. hand in hand with the parents, and that's why we stress the importance of the parents being as involved as they can be.
So basically, it's like you guys are filling in that gap, that that necessary portion that's missing, in a child's life,
whatever that may be.
Okay, that's like right there. And literally being able to do that, you are drawing kids to go into the fullness of their particular moment, getting them in their moment right there, to where just like sharing before, and I think I shared with others before. It's funny how some of you may not realize, but my 23-year-old daughter right now, she's doing our social media thing, and of course, they always told me that at one point in time, Mel, that before we moved to this area, that they always said, even today, that I was always trying to be everybody's daddy.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
And the reason that is that just as you guys did, I've always seen a lot of things in kids that could actually come out and they could actually grow, but.
Yes, sir.
Just like what you touched on, the good things and the disciplinary things and all of that. But I know where we were previously, these kids had such a lack of discipline in their households that's how, each time they got within my environment per se, that's how I had to interact with them. And the thing that was really funny, you would think it would push them away, but it really just drew them closer. And, the kids were always asking, we're doing a cookout or something. It seems like you have like 50, 60 hot dogs on there. They only have like 6 of us in the house. Why you cooking all them hot dogs? And all of a sudden, as the hot dogs get cooked, the kids just started coming from everywhere. You know, and that's how God gave an opportunity to actually, you know, sow some seeds and mentor to these young, impressionable minds. And I really love how you have all of these opportunities right now that are being actually placed before you. But you know something, it's just burning inside of me right now, and I know it tweaked you just by the facial expression that you did when it comes to like these parents. And you know what it caught me is that you realize that I'm thinking that a lot of parents that are actually seeking you out, Mel, to help with their kids, it's just because they actually have no clue on how to be, and I'm gonna just go out there with it, folks. Some of us out there, some of you out there listening right now, you may have no idea what it is to be a parent to your child. What do you think?
I think, like I say, I'm not a parent, so I can't really speak on it.
Hey, what you see?
Yeah, I'll speak on it from, you know, just from a coach's standpoint. You know, I think I touched on it a little bit yesterday also. I think one of the biggest keys to being a parent is being a friend, you know, and getting to know your child. I feel like, you know, that's very important both for the parent and for the kid, you know, and I think a lot of times it's kind of one-sided.
Right.
You know, we get in disciplinary mode and we're strictly in disciplinary mode. You know, or we get in friend mode and we're strictly in friend mode. Or we get in, you know, kind of, I'm doing my own thing, you know.
You gotta have that balance.
Right. That would be the word I would use mostly for a lot of things, you know, just that balance, finding that balance, you know, and beginning to work on that and grow in that area, you know, because a lot of these parents, especially today, you know, they're still young. You know, they're still kind of finding their way. You know, they're still in school, or they're still working 2 or 3 jobs, or they're still, you know, trying to make ways to provide, and a lot of times they're not there. You know, and these kids are growing up and they're being, you know, pulled in different directions, you know, based on their friend group or their social group or something like that, you know, things they're involved in with school and stuff. And so a lot of times they just don't have the time to really connect with their kids.
Right.
You know,
right.
And so that's something I would say is very important as well, is making the time, you know, because you make time for the things that are important to you.
Hey, that's a nugget for somebody. Okay,
Yes,
you're gonna
sir.
make time for what's important to you, and believe me, your kids, what we've learned as like parents, my wife and I, sum it up in a nutshell, your kids, just like an adult, okay, if there's a family member or even if you're married, your spouse, okay, this is from your kids, and I'm speaking for a whole lot of kids and young adults out there. They want to know, do you have my back when the chips are down?
Yes, sir.
Do you have my back when the chips are down? Because, you know, you can say all you want to say, you can go through all the motions, and, you know, my big thing that I tell my kids, you know,